plaintiff, Renita Granberry, dated the defendant, and they lived together. Renita claimed she discovered the defendant was a crack dealer, and after he sold drugs to an undercover officer, Renita's house was raided. Renita suing her ex-boyfriend for rent and daycare fees. Defendant Davon Hill says when he met Renita, he thought she was the woman of his dreams. However, Davon claims after they moved in together, he saw Renita's true colors and realized she had a bad temper. Davon refuses to pay rent because Renita kicked him out of their home.
Start with you.
I met the defendant, who goes by Dre, in 2011 while I was attending college. We've lived in 3 different states.
What do you mean by that?
We've lived, I met him in Virginia.
Moved to 3 different states.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. So I met him in Virginia.
While you were in college?
Yes, while I was
Did you finish?
Yes,
Good.
sir. Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yes, I met the defendant in 2011 in Virginia. We've lived in 3 different states. We've broken up, gotten back together over a course of a 4 or 5 year period. Mm-hmm. A major issue that happened in our relationship was in July of 2013. I found a bag of crack in my house, and I asked Dre about it. He admitted that he was selling drugs to make a little extra money.
He wasn't in college when you met him?
No, he was not. So, you know, I told him the severity of what he was doing, because at the time I was in HUD housing. I had a 2-year-old.
Was he working?
Yes, he was working. He assured me it wouldn't happen again, and we kind of moved on from there. Over the course of a couple months, I didn't notice him, you know, leaving the house at odd hours, going in and out. I kind of assumed he was just cheating because we had that issue in the past. So yeah, I just assumed that he was cheating.
Cheating with the crackheads. Go ahead. In December of 2013, 2 days after my college graduation, my house was raided by the feds. They found no money or drugs. However, they did arrest Dre because he sold to an undercover cop. Did you suffer any consequences?
Yes, Your Honor. I had to leave the housing that I was in. So yeah, I did suffer. Me and my son suffered.
It's a good lesson for all the other young ladies who are watching and think that they are benefiting from, and you weren't even benefiting that small time. If y'all still living in public housing and he's selling crack?
Your Honor.
Maybe you're wrong. You have that wrong. Be accusing that young man of selling crack, and you all still have to live in public housing. That's not right, and the police were wrong. They framed him. Not a man gonna live in public housing and sell crack at the same time. Don't have any money, unless he had another place on the side. He had another?
No. He only had $50 when they took him to jail.
That wasn't crack, that was whack. I don't know what that was. So
if he was a real drug dealer,
young man,
he would have had the money to bail himself out.
That's why I know you're not ain't having money for bail?
His family came up with the money. I think it was $2 grand.
Stop telling. They framed you. They framed you, didn't they? You wasn't selling no crack.
They framed me. So yeah, they framed me.
Thank you. See there? Go ahead, finish up. So you're embarrassing this man. He would be an embarrassment to the game.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So go ahead, what else?
Okay, so I'm gonna skip to May of 2014. We found out that we were pregnant. At this time, Dre was awaiting sentencing for the charge that he caught. Dre was sentenced to 6 months. I'm going to skip to the day that my son was born, and that was February 28th, 2015. I had just had a C-section, laying in the bed, hurting. He was he's very healthy. He's a healthy baby boy. He's doing great.
Good. With a college-educated mom income will be enough to be able to sustain as a single mother.
Absolutely.
You know, and I applaud those single mothers who have a potential for higher income because they have an education like you do. So congratulations, and you're a good example for other young ladies who are single mothers to go back to school, get their degree or get a skilled trade, and you'll be able to take care of that child while the man is out there selling dime bags to the feds. Who sells dime bags to the feds? If you're gonna sell to the feds, man, sell some kilos. My goodness. Let me get some background from you. I'm sorry, I should let you speak now. What do you want to tell me?
How you doing, Your Honor?
Good.
Well, when I met Renita, I felt like she was the woman of my dreams. I kept pursuing her until she gave in. We ended up getting with each other. Like 3 months later, I ended up moving in. Then it seems like when we moved in, like everything went downhill. Like I really seen the real her, like as far as her attitude and her lashing out when we get in arguments, trying to scratch me. Like if I'm trying to walk out or walk into another room, she'll follow behind and push the door open and continue to argue with me. It was sometimes I would have to like either restrain her, like hold her, like from like trying to scratch me and hit on me or whatever.
You never hit her?
No, I never hit her. I will hold her like from hitting me, yeah, but I never hit her.
Okay. You go to school? Why didn't you go to college?
I was gonna go to school. It's just that when I graduated from high school, it was like I took another road.
I know. Well, you met a woman who should have been inspired you.
Yeah, she did.
Should have been a good example for you.
She inspired me. I just was being hard-headed.
Okay.
Like,
when you say that, that's a good to be honest and say you was being hard-headed. And
around the time when I was selling the drugs or whatever, it was like around Christmas
man,
time.
You weren't really doing that. You're insult to the game. I told you, deny it. Say you got framed, man. Don't do that to the game. Go ahead. And it still hurts to hear that. Go ahead, sir.
Around the time I was selling drugs, I wasn't in it like for a long time. I was only selling it for
clearly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Really?
Let's move past that. Let's move past that. What else you want me to know? We're past the drug stuff.
Yeah. So
why did you all break up?
Because I wasn't at the time I wasn't working. We moved to Texas for me to so I can work with my uncle.
Good.
And at the time, me and my uncle, we started going through some things or whatever. So I ended up not working with him anymore. And it was with my felony, with me having a felony, it was kind of hard, like finding a job, like a good job. She'll go to work and she'll come home like and be like, oh, you didn't do anything, like as far as me, like if I'm on a computer, like on
Okay, so you all were falling out about your failure to live up to her standards.
Yeah, financial.
Okay, good enough. All right, what are you suing him for today? The rent and daycare.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm suing him for rent. We moved to Houston in June of 2015. I signed a 6-month lease. Obviously, I couldn't put him on the lease because he's a felon. So 4 days after we moved in, we sat down, we signed the contract. He agreed to pay half of the rent, which was $453, all the way up until December when the lease was over with. He paid June and July fine. In August, when he got into, confrontation or whatever it was with his uncle, he shorted me $153 for just the rent. And then in September, when we had our big argument and we broke up, he left and basically left me with the rent all the way up until December. So the total amount of unpaid rent is $1,965.
All right. And what daycare fees?
In June, also in June, we had a verbal agreement that he would pay $111 for our son's weekly tuition for daycare. In August, he shorted me a week because of what was going on, and then
he was working, obviously.
He was working, but he wasn't getting paid right. He had issues.
Otherwise, he could sit there and watch that child. Go ahead.
All of October he missed. So in total, he owes me $555. I have a printout or
Sir, what do you
breakdown.
say to this?
And I also have the contract.
The rent, yeah, I do owe her. I admit I owe her $153, but she kicked me out like the beginning of September. So why would I pay? Because of the financial situation and us arguing. So she kicked me out.
Defense, she kicked you out.
Yeah, she kicked me out.
What about the daycare?
The daycare I couldn't pay because I wasn't working at the time.
But you agreed to?
Yeah, I agreed to pay it, but I wasn't working at the time to pay it.
No,
so.
but that means you still owe.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. What did you want?
I have proof because before
Proof of what?
that he had been threatening to leave.
Okay.
Even before.
Let's see that.
Even before September. They're highlighted.
So, sir, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, yeah. Got plenty of time to go to school, trade school, college, university, community college. Something. Have you gotten any skill or training yet?
Yes, I have.
What?
I have a couple. I have forklift and bricklaying. I have trades. I have a few trades.
But they're not certified.
Yeah, it's not certified. But.
Okay, well, you need that because a certification of some type of skilled trade is transferable all around the country. In fact, some places that might hire you might be hiring you illegally or against union rules. So you certainly don't have many options.
Yeah.
Even if you have the talent, you need the certification. So I need you to go and do that. You gonna do it?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, so when you do that, you pay her all of her money because you say you're going to find a place and you're going to leave. You told her you were leaving, and that's why you left. She didn't put you out. I'm just going to leave. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll give you the money for the babysitter Friday, and I'm just going to leave. All right, judgment for the plaintiff. He did say he was leaving you, and you did not kick him out, and he agreed he owes for the babysitting. Good luck to both you guys. Congratulations again to you for taking care of your business. $2,520. All right, have a good day.
Hopefully we can co-parent for the sake of our child and get along, and hopefully Mr. Davon does do what the judge suggests and go get a trade or some type of certification. And, you know, maybe who knows, if he steps up and becomes the man that I need him to be, then maybe we will be together. But right now, you know, right now we just need to focus on our child.
Yeah, I agree with the co-parenting, and I am going to get a trade. But yeah, we'll work it out as far as getting things situated and me being a better person.
Yeah, as long as you don't cheat on me anymore and do stupid stuff like blow off your finger with my gun.
I don't cheat.
Okay.